and you also need to have a plot. Well, I had my idea that the plot would be that it's really sunny outside, Zeke's got a hat, and Sally doesn't. But what am I missing here? I'm missing a setting. And the setting is something that I researched again. If you look at my research, I got a desert. I went ahead and researched a desert. Because I remember in my mind, oh yeah, deserts always have those nice little cactus, right? So I remember what the cactus looks like. But that's about it. So if you really want to make your setting convincing, go ahead and do some research. So not only did I find out about that cactus, but I also found out that I can put in some mountains, plateaus, some rock formations in the background. I also can put a nice little skull in there, which adds a little bit of drama to the whole piece. I can also add bushes, tumbleweeds, yucca, all types of different things that I found out just by looking it up on the internet here. So I'm developing a setting for it to be really, really hot. My sun, that's a crucial part of the setting, to have the sun there, because of course that's what's making it so hot for Sally. And then having the skull in there, and maybe the skull is sweating too. These little drops. Even the skull thinks it's hot. Now, one of the things that I do is I put more detail on the things that are in front. I always put the detail on what you want to focus on. If your story is about the cow skull, or if it's about the cowboys and the cowgirls that are in the foreground, of course I'm going to put them in later, I want to put more detail there. I'm not going to put a whole lot of detail on background mountains, because that's not the focus, and it also creates depth. It sort of pushes it back in the distance. So I'm going to have less detail in the background and more detail in the foreground. I'll even put little spikes here on the cactus. And you know what? Let's think about our design. Let's think about the black and white. Since we're mostly going to be working in black and white here, let's think about making some areas here in shadow and some areas in light. So I definitely want light for the sand, because the sand is a really light thing. It's yellow, it's very bright, and of course the sun is beating down, so it's not at nighttime. But the bushes, I think, can be darker. And I do think that I can make some of my things pop out a little more if I put some drop shadows. The sun is beating down, there will be some shadows on the ground. For our simple style here, I'm just going to sort of scribble in some shadows, little shadows here. All right, that's it for our setting. So now we've got all three of our major building blocks today that we've gone over. The setting, the characters, and the plot. Those are the main building blocks of your comic. Once you've got characters, a setting, and a plot, you can bring those together and start putting together your comic. You can start drawing the panels, going sequence by sequence. But you need a plan first. You have to do this type of concept art. This is concept art, this is brainstorming, and this is plotting. This comes before you do the final page drawing. So join us in the next video when we take our characters, Zeke and Sally, and we tell their story in comic book form.
We hope you have enjoyed this 7000 BC educational art presentation. If you're interested in becoming part of 7000 BC, providing feedback on this or other lessons, or in donating to help us create more educational programs in sequential art, please contact us through www.7000bc.org. Thank you for watching.